That's so beautiful, and now I'm like weirdly emotional.
Yeah, no, you get it.
So Ashley, I want to start by asking you, how does it feel to be on year 9 of the Her Universe fashion show?
Oh gosh, it's truly surreal to be, celebrating the ninth annual Her Universe fashion show. And this is truly going to be our biggest and best show yet,
Mm.
because this year we're celebrating 100 years of Disney. The entire show is going to be Disney, which, if anyone knows me, they know that I am one of the biggest Disney fans on the planet. Yes, I will say that. I'm a
Yeah.
massive, massive Disney fan. So this is a dream come true. And we have so many just epic surprises and prizes and designs. The show is going to be so much fun this year.
I know you can't give too much away, but are there any of the designs that really like took your breath away? Was there anything that really surprised you that you're excited for us all to see very shortly?
Oh yes. Oh yes. I can share that, starting with my look, because it's one of the first that you'll see. Um, it's a first of its kind. I like to do things that have never been done before. And this, to my knowledge, incorporates technology and couture fashion in a way that's truly, never been done before that I've personally seen. And so I'm very, very excited about it. So starting with, my look that is one of a kind, to my co-host, Michael James Scott, who is literally going to be serving his best Disney Met Gala dreams,
Yes.
um, to the designers that are competing, which really runs the gamut
Mhm.
of 100 years of Disney, all the way back to the early days of, inspired by the early Walt Disney days from Walt Disney Animation, all the way to the latest Disney movies. Um, some that we haven't even seen yet. So it's very, very exciting. And some designs will for sure be unexpected. I mean, keep in mind that 100 years of Disney encompasses everything from Walt Disney Animation to
Mhm.
Walt Disney Studios to
Mhm.
Walt Disney himself to Disney Parks to
Yes.
Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel, National Geographic, and Fox. I mean, a lot of people forget about Fox. Fox is a part of Disney now. So everything was fair game, and you're going to see a wide variety of designs.
So just because you hinted that technology was going to be involved, can you tell me, is the new piece that you're wearing more or less heavy than the Lego dress?
Oh, that's a good question.
Thank you.
Um, it might, we were just talking about that yesterday because I was working with Andrew McLean, who is once again designing this with me.
Mhm.
Um, I think it's going to be equal to the Lego dress. So the Lego dress weighed about 25 pounds, but not as heavy as the Funko Pop dress,
Uh-huh.
which was 45 pounds. So it'll still be a bit of a workout,
Yeah.
but it'll only be around 25 pounds. No big deal.
Casually, casually.
Yeah.
You've had so many incredible co-hosts over the year. Nina West last year, Michael James Scott this year. How do you
Yeah.
go about even vetting who's going to join you on stage? I have to imagine people are banging down your door for the opportunity at this point.
Well, so I feel so incredibly blessed that these are my friends,
Hmm.
and it just happens naturally. I mean, Nina West is just, I feel so honored to call Nina one of my bestest friends. And I was just honored last year when I was looking for a co-host,
Hmm.
and Nina had never been to Comic-Con, and I reached out to Nina and I was like, we wanted to find a way to work together, and I was like, "Hey, I have this thing. It's a couture fashion show. I think it's right up your alley. Would you, be willing to co-host it with me?" And Nina, who is one of the kindest people on the planet, um, said, absolutely. And jumped right to it. And we had so much fun, literally so much fun. And so Michael James Scott, which a lot of people might not realize, we go all the way back to high school. So we're childhood friends.
Oh my
Yeah. We
God.
went to high school together and we went to a performing arts magnet school.
Mhm.
So we've been doing theater together ever since I was in ninth grade. And Michael and I go way, 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 way back. And so we are such good friends. And you're going to see that on the runway. We're going to have such a good time. We're probably going to be laughing so hard we're going to cry. Like that's how we are when we get together. It's just like so much energy and joy comes together and we just combust. So just expect a lot of laughter, happiness, joy. And then Michael is going to be performing. So expect, oh yeah, expect Broadway
What?
quality performances. I mean, I'm telling you, our show, this is going to be the biggest and best yet. And I know people say that, but I truly mean it. Not only is our show free, but this year we're giving away prizes. And like, these are not just like t-shirts. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
giving away epic prizes, like prizes that are you're going to get before anyone else, like exclusive debuts.
Ooh.
Um and like major prizes. So fans are not going to want to miss the show this year. I mean, trust me, you're going to have like FOMO. If you miss out on the show, people are going to be like, why did I not go to this? So I'm excited for fans to come. So you can show up as early as 11 a.m. and you get a wristband, and that wristband will guarantee you entrance into the fashion show. So you're going to want to come early, get a wristband, and then come back later and just enjoy the show. And it's free and it's fun for the whole family. So it's welcome for all ages and everyone's going to have a great time.
So not only are you giving back to fans, but you have ushered in like a whole generation of new geeky couture creators. Did you know when you brought her universe to a runway show that this was going to happen, that you were going to become like the godmother to entire lines of clothing?
Well, that's the part that sometimes I have to be honest, I get a little giggle by it because I came up with the phrase geek couture.
Hmm.
Like that didn't exist
Hmm.
before. And I was trying to explain to someone what I was envisioning
Hmm.
when I was trying to build the fashion show. And I was like, it's like couture fashion, but it combines the geeky properties that we all love. So it's couture fashion inspired by geeky properties. It's geek couture. And then it just kind of like became this phrase, like duh, you don't know what geek couture is?
Yeah.
And but then it stuck. And now when I say geek couture, it's like a thing that people have heard of and that they do, and that they, to your point, they strive to design and be a part of it. And so that I'm very, very proud of, because I didn't exist. I'm sorry, I didn't create the genre of geek couture. Fans were already doing it.
Hmm.
I just kind of gave it a name. Uh, you know, Fans were designing geek couture designs for years, and that's what inspired the fashion show, because I was inspired when I saw fans walking the hallways of San Diego Comic-Con, using the hallways as their runway to
Hmm.
showcase these one of a kind, beautiful couture designs. And so I just wanted to give the fans like an actual runway to walk on. So yeah, it's something I'm very proud of. Um, and you know, just honored that now it's a recognized part of fashion. It's a very real part of fashion.
Something that I really love about the fashion shows, we get to know the designers before we see their pieces. We get a lot of fun videos and compilations of them working. And a lot of the designers say that I wanted to enter for years, but I was like too afraid or I was too nervous or I was too intimidated. So I would love to know, what is your best advice for aspiring designers who maybe are just a little too shy to enter this year, but want to enter the Her Universe fashion show next year?
So I encourage designers to enter because you never know what can happen.
Mhm.
Every year, we have designers that are first time entries. They're first time designers to our show, and it doesn't matter if you're a returning designer or a first time designer. Everyone is on equal ground, um, and it really is based on your design and the quality of your design. So I encourage designers, don't be discouraged um, if you've never done it before. Because, like, for example, one of our winners from last year, Michael Burson,
That's
who
right.
is returning as a judge this year, he was a first time designer. um, we and then uh, Cindy, who is our other winner, it was her second or third time participating. Um, so you just never know. We've had one of our past designers, Adria Renee. She taught herself to sew from YouTube.
Mhm.
You know, she'd only been sewing, I think, for 3 months when she was first chosen. And then, not only did she go on to win our show after a couple times entering, but then she went on to get her master's in fashion. So you never know what could happen. And so I encourage designers, give it a shot. Because if you have a design in your head, if you have a design in your heart, it could be the perfect design that the judges or the audience is looking for, and you could win even on your first try.
And then lastly, but not leastly, my final question is, what are you geeking out about right now that you're not working on? So no universe fashion show answers.
Okay, what am I geeking out
In
on?
in your infinite free time, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I have to say, I'll share this. I I loved the show Wednesday.
Amazing.
On Netflix with Jenna Ortega. And um, my niece Freya, she watched it. She's young. She's 5, almost 6. And I even said to my sister, I was like, she watched Wednesday? And my sister was like, oh, no, certain parts I fast forwarded. But my niece, it's the first time that she's really attached on to a character
Mhm.
and a story, and she's really getting into fandom. And so we've connected now because of Wednesday. And just this weekend, I brought up the Wednesday dance, and we were trying to learn it together, and we were doing it together. And so I just love meeting the next generation of fans and instilling that love of fandom. And so to share that moment with my niece, and then my other niece is also really into Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen.
Yes.
And so they got to come visit me at a convention recently, and they met two cosplayers. Well, it was two of my nieces. So they met one cosplayer as Spider-Man and one cosplayer as Spider-Gwen. And they were convinced, absolutely convinced, that they met the real Spider-Man and real Spider-Gwen. And to see the excitement and the joy in their eyes meant the world to me. So I think what I'm most excited about is sharing my fandom with the next generation. Is really, really special.
That's so beautiful, and now I'm like weirdly emotional.
Yeah, no, you get it. You get it. Because we go back to those memories when we were young girls, and
Mhm.
our first memory of when we really latched on to fandom. So it's very special to me.
Thank you.